So today for our read aloud, we have a poem, and the poem is called Helping Earth. And I chose this poem today because it is Earth Day. And Earth Day is when a lot of people across the world go to places like parks or beaches, and they might clean them up and pick up any litter. They might go around and look for things that can get recycled. Some people go through their closets and take out all of the clothes they don't wear anymore to donate so they can be reused by other people. So what we're going to do today is we're going to follow our regular poetry routine for this. So I'm going to read it the first time and leave a couple seconds after each line for you to repeat it so we can echo read it. And then the second time I read it, I want you to keep up and read with me. And then we're going to talk about some of the vocabulary in the poem and get an idea of what the poem is telling us. And then you are free to read the poem on your own. So we're going to start with the title. Now this poem does say it's to the tune of the Itsy Bitsy Spider, so you could kind of sing it, but for this first time, I'm going to read it. Helping Earth. We want to help the earth and keep it nice and clean by recycling and reusing all of our things. Like putting all our garbage in the right place and doing all we can to stop making waste. We can take showers instead of a bath. We can share our clothing to make sure it lasts. When we're not home, we can turn off all the lights. When we think about it, we can do what's right. When we work together, it's easy to do. And it really I made a mistake, so I need to go back and fix it and make sure I read exactly what is there. I'm going to go back to this line right here. All it really takes is just me and you. We can help the earth to keep it nice and clean by recycling and reusing all our things. So that was the first time that we read it. So this next time I would like you to read with me. Helping Earth. We want to help the earth and keep it nice and clean by recycling and reusing all our things, like putting all our garbage in the right place and doing all we can to stop making waste. We can take showers instead of a bath. We can share our clothing to make sure it lasts. When we're not home, we can turn off all the lights. When we think about it, we can do what's right. When we work together, it's easy to do. All it really takes is just me and you. We can help the earth to keep it nice and clean by recycling and reusing all our things. So I've highlighted two words in this poem, recycling and reusing. So a lot of time when we think about helping Earth Day, and doing things right by our planet, we talk about the 3 R's, and that's recycling, reducing, and reusing. Now this poem mentions 2 of them, so recycling. Recycling is taking items made of materials such as plastic, glass, and cardboard and putting them in a recycling bin so they can be remade into something else instead of throwing them away. Reusing is when you take one item and you get more than one use out of it, whether you use it personally or within your family in more than one way. Or if it's something like a piece of clothing, you give it to someone else for them to use so that one item gets as much use as it can out of it. And the third thing is reducing. Now this poem doesn't talk about reducing, but reducing means not using as much. So it does talk about lights. We can turn off all the lights. So you can reduce or you can limit the amount of light and energy that you're using in your house. When you're in your bedroom, there's no need for your living room light to be on. So I always practice when I leave a room, I shut the light off behind me. The same thing when you're brushing your teeth. A lot of people might say, make sure you turn off the water in between because your water doesn't need to be running the entire time you're brushing your teeth. So those are 3 things that you can do to help our earth. So for Earth Day today, you could go outside, maybe around your house, and just make sure that things are cleaned up, any trash can get picked up. You might want to talk to mom or dad. Maybe you have something you can plant at home. But what I would like you to do for this poem is I want you to read it at least 3 more times, working on your fluency and accuracy. I know when I read this, I made a mistake, but I noticed it right away, so I went back to fix it. If you do that, it is no big deal. You can absolutely go right back and fix the mistake that you made, and you can work on your fluency, accuracy, and expression with this poem. Happy reading!